Hello friends, and welcome to today's video.
By being jumped on, he cries. So, if you hear faint crying in the background, it's my mom's over-dramatic puppy who does not shut up. I want him to shut up. Okay, on to the actual video. So, I always do these every year if you're a longtime fan. Looking back at what I did last year, I'm showing it at the beginning of the speed paint, so during my little PSA, you're gonna see it. I liked it a lot last year, but I don't like it as much this year. I feel like it was kind of a downgrade compared to the previous years in a lot of ways. So I decided I was gonna, first of all, I wanted to try something new because I was like, well, I might as well try something new, along with B, I need to make this actually better because I feel like I kind of regressed a little bit with that one. I wanted to, instead of doing a bird's eye view, I did the opposite. It's not 100% accurate because I didn't want it to be weird. I just wanted it to be like the perspective of you being a mushroom that the Pride Witch is foraging. So you're a mushroom in this drawing. Like the camera is a mushroom, and so you are a mushroom, and they're looking at you, and they're about to put you in their little mushroom bag to be eaten or turned into potions. That was the idea. To make it not weird, I made the skirt bend in a way that would not technically make sense, but I'm not weird, so we're not doing that. So I actually liked it a lot because it was different. I did continuously mess with it for like a really long time because I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. And I think I finally figured it out at the end, but you'll have to tell me if there's still something off about this drawing because I kept on like looking at it and messing with it, and I was like, there's something wrong. I can't figure it out though. But that's for the end. After I did the initial sketch, I started doing like my little rough sketch, almost like a line art. Or it basically is, because I do a cleanup sketch, over my like rougher sketch because it makes my life easier when I'm coloring and like using the select tool. But it's not exactly super clean, I would say. And then after that, I decided to do the background, and I go through the background multiple times. So essentially, I did the background the first time, and I was like, it's too green. Because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna set this, I was about to say this bitch, but it's a drawing, not that. So this drawing is gonna be set, or supposed to be set, during the fall, because it's autumn, and it's October, and other places in the world, their leaves turn brown in October. That usually happens where I am in like maybe November. Sometimes it happens in like late October, but even though everyone likes to like manifest that fall happens during September, and it's like, it's too hot here for that. We all know that. Come on. You're just manifesting. So I associate the fall more with people manifesting, but also, the sunlight changing. I don't know if anyone else gets this, but for me, the summer and the spring, parts of the spring and the summer, it's really bright, and then for the winter and the part of the fall, or most of the fall, and part of spring, it's dimmer outside, even if it's like high noon. I think it's because of the like angling of the earth and the sun, but it feels brighter during certain months. So I associate the fall with it getting darker when it's not, and the air being more crispy, crunchy. But the leaves don't really turn brown until like maybe like the end of October. So that's why every other year it's been bright green, but also I love the aesthetic of like bright green leaves being rained on. But yeah, for this, I decided to change the colors around, and I also didn't know what was wrong with it the first time around, but I didn't like it, so I went back And I drew it again, and then I rendered the crap out of it because I was like, maybe that'll help if it looks nicer like that. Because I've been trying to do a more like impressionistic sort of style with my backgrounds, and I don't think it's working out for me because I want to do like painterly stuff or more painterly backgrounds, but it's not really working out because I'm not, I guess because I don't have a good conscience of the forms, it's not forming properly. So I need to do some more like looking and studying at things because every time I try to do a painterly background, it whoops me senselessly. But yeah, other than that, I changed the color of everything, and I used I named it's just a normal marker brush. I changed it to have like have a little bit of like a water blend mode. Because I'm used to my brushes having that, and I named it Me Marker. But that's all I've done to it. And then I added in the leaves, and then I made the kind of keep that painterly essence. Okay, he's just okay. To keep in some of that painterly essence, I did add those like the yellow squares that are supposed to like imply leaves. Not even my fear, it's like him crying. They're looking at me and they're like, why doesn't he shut up? That's what the cats do too. They just look at me and they're like, what? Or they look at us and they're like, why doesn't this thing shut up? He just cries. And it's like, I don't know why he doesn't shut up. Anyway, for the actual Pride Witch, I rendered this over a brown because I thought it would make it blend better with like the background and stuff being fall instead of like a black. I've messed around with the skin tone a lot for this because I couldn't get human color. Like, and I don't mean like, oh, it's too dark, oh, it's too light. I mean like the undertone was like if like the like art equivalent to me of somebody saying very human, very, very normal. And it wasn't. It looked like flesh. And so I was fighting with it looking like slightly cooked beef jerky flesh and not human skin. But I eventually just covered some of it with like a yellow tone to like outbalance the red, and it worked out in the end. But right now it looks like human flesh, and I apologize. I don't know why it did look like human flesh. I also had to figure out what I wanted to do for this character's legs, which I've never thought about before, but I thought sheer white tights would be cute. And so that's what I did, because I love sheer tights. I don't know, there's something about the way of like rendering sheer tights. It's like chef's kiss, delicious, 10 out of 10 would do again. There's something about that material that's really satisfying, especially when it's partially see-through. So I had fun doing that. But yeah, and then after that, I was just picking my colors. The outfit is slightly different because I put them in a raincoat, and then I made their shirt or their strap on their bag the colors of the trans flag. It does not show very well because I picked a really bad pink, but that's what they're supposed to be, not the French flag. Now I'm seeing it. I hate my life. And then I made the raincoat match with the rain boots, and they're supposed to be the intersex flag. And what I did was, that's what the raincoat is supposed to represent. And then the boots would have the boots would have like a purple ring on the side, and then like the trans colors on the sole, like a Doc Martin. Like you know what I'm talking about, where like the platform is a different color than the actual shoe. That's my idea for the design. That's about, yeah. And then other than that, I blocked everything in with my brush, and then I locked in my brights and darks with that Me marker, because I've been trying to learn how to use a square brush, because it's very useful in rendering stuff, but I don't know how to use it, and so like it's kind of like the case of like having a tool and not knowing how to use it, so it looks wrong still. You know, because everyone goes, oh, you just need this brush. No. And yes, sometimes you do need this brush, but you also got to know how to use the brush. And I really don't know how to use that kind of brush effectively within my art. And so I'm still trying to figure out how to apply it. And so this piece is also doing that for me. But yeah, other than that, you can see this is where I started to mess around with it a lot. Like the colors and like the like noise, and then I moved a leaf at some point, and then I added more shadows because I was like, what's wrong with it? And then I was like showing it to my friend, and I was like, what's wrong with it? Tell me what's wrong. I feel like something's wrong. And then after that, he was like, no, Mia, there's nothing wrong. You're in your own head. And then I looked away from it for a little bit, and then I looked back at it, and I was like, oh, okay, it needs to be more like how I have it now. And so what I did is I went into the filters and I went to the blur effects, and then I copied the image. I added that blur effect to it. That's like these little circle dots. I don't remember what it's called. My apologies. And then I put it over that, and then I lowered the opacity, and then it looked right. So, when in doubt, do whatever that is. Because that's what worked. I don't know why. This is, if I'm frozen, it's because I'm recording this in the future when I'm running really late, and I tried to salvage as much of corrupted footage because it ended up getting corrupted and it being a whole can of worms. I'm not gonna go into that. I apologize for it being late. I just had stuff going on beyond anything, and I do apologize. I hope you guys like this video. And my commissions are open. If you were on my Discord server and you saw the Discord announcement, I'd like money, because I got duped pretty severely, but yeah, if somebody, just so any of you guys know, if someone DMs you, like, hey, I can do a commission for you, and then you go, okay, and then they keep on trying to sell you more stuff that you can't afford, and then they start badgering you for money, don't, for the love of God, do not keep giving in, because that's how you have $50 in your bank when you used to have over $3,000. So that's a sad story for me, but other than that, I had a fun time making this video, and I wanted to thank you guys so much for watching and apologize for my mom's dogs crying, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.